Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Different location, super secret, undisclosed location, but you can probably figure out what it is. I just honestly, I just couldn't sit in the office and see my dad's flag and stuff behind me today. I didn't have the strength today. It's been a bit of a rough one today for me on that. So I tried to make it easier for myself. Change locations. So it'll make my life easier later. When we're done, I can just roll over and go to sleep. I've already brushed my teeth and everything. Anyways, welcome to the show. Don't have much planned today. Just gonna do a chat and a catch up and everything. I really appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate you being here every night and everything that you guys do. Um, I don't have my usual stuff in front of me, so bear with me. I'm a little bit off because I'm in a different location. Anyways, yeah, let's just see who's here because it's always better when you guys are here. I know a bunch of people came a little bit early. Imogen gets the gold star because Imogen gets the gold star. Because they were here first. And we have Manny in the building. And we have Diane. And we have Roy Cousins is here. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a day like that, hasn't it, Diane? I don't know. I think today was just a bad day. I couldn't stop thinking about my dad, in all honesty. All I could think about was him and how I would have liked to go and see his memorial and today, and it just reminded me of all of the struggles I'm having with back home and everything. The Disco King is in the house. You changed your name again. Oh, Disco, we love you. Genghis Khan in the house. Yes, much respect for Remembrance Day and Veterans Day. You're absolutely right. Thank you for that, Marja. Just catching up with y'all. Richard said he's very tired as well. Yeah, I don't know. Marja says she's tired as well. It's getting better. It's definitely, I think, the change in the clocks and the change in the time and everything. But today's just a somber day, to be fair. Give me a sec because I was in the middle of uploading my short for tonight, which is late already. It'd be great if I could learn how to spell. That would make life easier. Do, 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 do. And there we go. And there we go. And then we plug in the phone because its battery's dead and we are back. Richard said maybe it's your blood sugar. Maybe. I don't eat much when I get upset like this. So I haven't eaten all day either, really. So I'm wondering if that might be part of my problem. I just don't get hungry. So, yeah, I was okay this morning. I was somewhat productive this morning and stuff. And I sang and sorry if the camera's moving around a bit. It's because I'm in my bed. But I sang a bit and everything, made breakfast. And I sat down to eat my breakfast and I was doing something, I was answering comments and stuff. And all of a sudden I just lost it. Like I couldn't stop crying. And then I stopped and I was like, okay, I'm okay. I got it out of my system or whatever. And I did some other stuff that I needed to do. And I was in the kitchen doing something, cleaning up or something. And all of a sudden I burst into tears again. It's just been that kind of day today. So I don't know how today's going to go, y'all. So if I do have to stop abruptly or shorten the stream tonight, that's why. I'm just feeling a little bit like about if crying is coming on or whatever. And when you're like when you have those kinds of days, it just takes so much out of you, doesn't it? So I was trying to concentrate and get work done and stuff, and I just couldn't at one point. So I've just been a little like just putzing around all day, doing little things here and there. But anyway, yeah, I think Marja, I'm with you. I think I'm in the same boat. And I was looking at those pictures. Yeah, I was looking through pictures. I think that might have been what brought it on because I started to look through the pictures to find one of me and my dad to put up and for the post. And I was looking for I was looking for something specifically that showed like I found a bunch where we were like dressed up for things and I wanted one where it's like an everyday thing so you could see that he wore his like POW shirts all the time and everything. I just wanted to be true to who he really was because he wasn't really that kind of. He's not like he was never a suit guy. Very blue collar, very working class, and so I was trying to find something that was honest and true because I know I've posted him in his uniform before and stuff. But anyways, and so that it was with a bunch of pictures of my sister and my mom. And my grandparents were in it, and I'm looking at this like collage. One year, my dad made me and my sister each a collage of pictures. It's back before you had pictures on phones and stuff, guys. And I'm looking at it now. So you can see that's why I keep looking to the right. It's catching my eye. Um, Thank you for the message, Manny. Um, it keeps catching my eye. Anyways, it was pictures of me and my sister and my parents and my grandparents on my dad's side that we were extremely close to. And so it's just like you used to print out before you just printed out pictures from your computer. You used to go and get the film developed. Kind of talking to any youngins that might be out there, and you'd have to pick up and you'd get the printouts, right? And then if you wanted to do something with it, like resize it, you either had to take it to a place to get it resized, or you'd like cut it down if you wanted it smaller or something to fit into like a small frame. I thought I brought my tissues up. Maybe I didn't. Um, and and so they cut a bunch of pictures of us. They made copies and cut a bunch of pictures down so that you could put them in a collage thing. I'm not explaining it very well at all. But anyways, I was looking through that and so I realized that yeah, me and my mom are the only people that are still alive in that and every one of those pictures from that whole sea of pictures. That's probably what did it. That's probably what put me over the edge. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to eat regularly Richard, when you get into these kinds of funks. I did make sure I had breakfast and I did have soup for lunch. I made sure I ate and then I had some toast for dinner because I wasn't really hungry, but my daughter reminded me that I do need to eat still. So I did have some toast, but oh, Disco, I'm sorry you're having such a tough one. Oh, yeah, it would kind of be nice to like have coffee when we're in these funks, wouldn't it, Diane? Like, I was saying to my daughter the other day, that, like, I don't necessarily miss a lot of the friends that I left behind because, they haven't reached out to me, and we don't have an actual relationship anymore or anything like that. So I don't really miss all the toxicity and all dealing with that obligation and everything. But I do miss being able to just like call someone and meet them for coffee and stuff. So I just don't have anybody like that here really. You guys are like the closest that I come. Basically picking up the phone and telling you guys what's going on is what I got. Hi, Sam K. Thank you for being here. How is everyone doing in the US? How are you guys all right? With everything that's happening with the shutdown, and I mean, like, people are not getting their food benefits money and stuff. It's really, really scary over there right now. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Marcia. Um, yeah, I hear you, Manny, because is it okay if I post your comment, Manny? See, the thing is when you it's losing a parent is so different from losing someone else. I'm not trying to discount. I think losing a partner is completely different. I saw what my mom and my brother-in-law went through. Um, but and of course, losing my sister was really, really hard. Losing my grandparents, like I said, we were really close to them, so that was extremely painful as well. But losing a parent is very, very. It just feels different. It's just really different. It just hits different. Paul the bookworm is here. I am in Kent, Paul. Paul asked where I moved to. I am in Kent. Where are you, if you don't mind disclosing? Safely, of course. Richard says that he has some good pictures of his grandfather, father, aunt, and grandmother from the church service after the war. Everyone but Granny was in uniform. Oh my God, that must be amazing to see. I love all of that kind of stuff. I used to love looking through my parents' box of pictures with all the old black and whites from when they were kids and stuff. I love it. Oh, Imogen, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's awful. You remind me of my niece and nephews who lost their mom young. It's awful. Paul's in West Yorkshire. Well, West Yorkshire is cool, I've heard. Disco, I know I don't want to make anything hard on you because I know you're having a rough time, but like, does it ever get easier? Like, from the parental standpoint? Never mind. It's a terrible thing to ask. Forget I asked that. It doesn't get easy. You just figure out how to deal with it, just like anything else. My mind is not working on all fours today, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. Disco, don't answer that question. Don't worry about it. Um, I didn't want to comment on the blurry image. I didn't want to accidentally offend you to typing is emotionless and doesn't give you any clues to if I was joking or not. You mean the grainy image of me and my dad? Yeah, it's because I took a picture of a picture because I don't have the actual picture except like an actual picture. Um, I don't have it backed up in any way. So I know it's like grainy and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know if I mean it looks better in person. I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to find it actually. Where's Oh, there it is. Yeah, it does look better in person, but like it's an old like actual photograph. I took a picture of, but it was the point, you know. There are but you're right, Marja, there are a few American YouTubers in Kent, but, we haven't, like, met up or anything. It's hard to do that because you having a relationship online with someone is different than having them in person. And I don't want to say like you're a different person. Like I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. I'll speak for me. I'm not a different person on camera than I am in real life, except maybe um I have a worse mouth in real life. I try to curtail it a little bit more when I'm on camera just because, you know, the algorithm and everything. But I'm pretty much myself anyways, but not everybody is, right? And some people are awkward in person. Remember we were watching that video from Girl Gone London and she was like one or two people she's okay, but if it was like a group, she'd feel really really awkward and everything. And I understand that. It's a weird position as well when you're the host, like when you're the host of the channel because people have people have a lot more information about who you are typically than you do about them, and there's an assumed familiar whatever. There's a familiarness. Familiar I can't why can't I say it? Anyways, there's an assumption that kind of comes with it, and it's no one's fault. That's just the medium. But you know, there's this assumption that comes from if you're a fan. I mean, I'm a fan of a lot of people, and I have that assumption about them, right? That I kind of know them and I have a rapport with them, even though just because we chat. But in reality, well, you never met in person, and it could be a completely different situation in person, right? So, I think that that's also a little bit of a I don't want to say like a deterrence or a hardship or anything. It's just a challenge. You know, it's something else you have to think about. And you also have to think about safety. You know, like I have a family and I want to make sure that they're all safe and comfortable with anything that I do as well. And, you know, who I'm around and they feel comfortable about all that too. So but it would be nice to have some friends in person. Not that I lock any of you guys. Paul says there's no ain't no word greater than Yorkshire. That sounded so southern right there how I said it. Ain't nowhere greater than Yorkshire. It's like a mountain man in Appalachia. Yeah, Diane. Oh my gosh. I kind of had the last sentence that you didn't feel like a proper grown up until then. I agree. I I didn't feel like I didn't feel old till my dad dies, that's for sure. And I didn't feel I don't know, it's so different, like, when my sister died so my sister died Jesus, it'll be 7 years in December, um, and then my dad died, I think it was 3 years wait, 3 years in June? And, 3 and a half, something like that, it's been, um, but when my sister died, because it was so sudden and unexpected, it was just a different, like, vibe, you know, it was I had a sense of urgency when she died. When my dad died, it felt kinda more like time slowed down. It's weird. It's really weird to say and think about. But my dad also had cancer, and he was dealing with that through COVID, so it was a really, like, difficult circumstance to deal with, and he was hospitalized a lot, but we couldn't go to the hospital and visit him and be with him, um, and it was just a long struggle. It is a pain that never really goes away, lost. That's the thing, right? Like, as we get older, you get into your second half of your life, which I'm in, and you start to, I don't want to say it start to evaluate because I've been evaluating my life for a really long time, but you start to like, you start to wonder, maybe this is just me, you guys tell me. I've been starting to wonder if I'm going to outlast everybody. You know what I mean? Like, when my mom goes, I'm pretty much it from that ilk. We don't really talk to a lot. I don't talk to any of my aunts and uncles from my dad's side. I barely talk to anybody from my mom's side. I don't talk to any of them. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I don't know why I'm protecting people. They're nice people and everything, but none of them have reached out to me really either. Um, and I'm having trouble keeping in touch with my sister's kids. So, like, it kind of feels like when my mom goes, it'll be my last connection to the US. And that was weird to think about. And then I was also thinking, like, there's a big birthday coming up in the family soon that we're talking about. There's there's people whose health is failing and stuff. And you're just like, am I gonna outlast these people or are they gonna outlast me? And again, maybe that's just me, but that's what I've been thinking about lately. My grandfather was in his full general's outfit and oh, that's amazing. Grandma was so proud. I remember I saw once, God, I hope I get the pictures from my mom when she goes, but I remember seeing a picture of my dad in his full uniform. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Like his actual army issue uniform, not the he had a different uniform when he marched. Oh, are you talking about the caption this one? Sam, I know who you are. I mean, I know who you are through this anyway. And if you want to be snarky or anything like that, it's fine. I get it. I know who you are. It's fine. People can say what they want to say. If I come back at you and I'm a little obnoxious, either I'm in a bad mood or I didn't get it, and we can have a conversation. If it's one of you guys, that's fine. If it's some rando that like posts some trolly bullshit, then then I then I'm gonna be a bitch. But if it's like one of you guys, I know where your intentions are coming from. Disco gets reminded her mother is identical to a TV celebrity. Wow. I'm just looking it up. I'm not gonna pull it up though. I don't want to be rude to you and your wow, pretty eyes. Hmm. That's gotta be tough though, I could imagine. Paul says there's a loss in his family as well, and getting his wife back to the States was stressful because it was during the pandemic. Yeah, Jesus. I mean, it was he was diagnosed with cancer before the pandemic, and then towards the end of his treatment, his initial treatment was when COVID hit. So he didn't really even get to finish his treatment because anything unnecessary at that time, right, was pushed out. And then and it grew back. And then he ended up getting COVID as well. So he was hot because he was hospitalized, I don't know, like 5 or 6 times in the interim. It was bad. There was one time, like, my mom couldn't even go see him. And there was one time that they let her go see him, and she came home, and she was like they wouldn't let anyone else, they only let her, and she was like, "Yeah, I think they let me in because they think he's gonna die." Yeah. And then, like, oh, then he was put on hospice. Yeah, spread the love. We all need some love. We all need some. I know what the word is, Sam. I just can't say it for some reason. Let's all spread some love, Marsha. You're absolutely right. That's why I try to be as positive as possible, especially on this channel. And even like when people are being mean to me in the comments and stuff, I do still try to be positive because there's enough negativity in the world. So I try not to meet negativity with negativity because most of the time it has nothing to do with me, and I understand that. But sometimes I just can't help it. Sometimes people are just pissing me off, and I'm human. So what am I gonna say? But I mean, love conquers all. That I believe that we have to spread joy and happiness and positivity, and if we can just we talk about this all the time on this channel, don't we? That um having conversations with people and understanding people and where they're coming from is the way to heal. You're not going to heal with anger and hate. You're not going to heal with any of that. Familiar. I can't do it today. I just can't. It's not functioning properly today in my head for some reason. Oh, your grandpa defeated the French in Syria? Whew. Is that a positive? I don't know much about Syria, to be honest. I know. I know, Disco. You're making fun of me as well. It's okay, you guys. It's fine. I don't mind as long as people are laughing and having fun. I don't care if they're laughing and having fun at my expense. It doesn't bother me. I have a thicker skin than that. But as they're laughing and having fun, then I feel like I've done something positive tonight. Thank you. 100% Manny. Diana's in West Yorkshire too. Well, maybe I should just head on to West Yorkshire. Thank you for the super chat, Disco. I appreciate that. That was very, very generous. Richard says I have a face made for radio. Me too, but I turn the camera on anyway. Sam, thank you for the super chat. Towards a Don or Kavaf. It'll make me feel better. Thank you. I appreciate it. Glenn Wright is here. Hello, Glenn. Oh, that's an interesting comment. Glenn says, I think the best way to honor the dead is to support the next generation. Young people work so hard and life is tougher for them than it was for most of us at the same age. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good way to think about it. I mean, right now, definitely this generation that's coming up, like my daughter's generation, right? And the generation right before her, I think are having the roughest time in a while anyway, because of obviously war torn, that kind of stuff, war, those kinds of places, people who lived in those kinds of places, and that those experiences taken out of it because those are extremes. But just in general living, I do tend to agree they're having a rough time. I was thinking about this actually before the show, that I'm so sick of feckless and weak and just gaslighting, terrible loser freaking leaders. It's not exclusive to the UK. It's not exclusive to the US. I'm not singling anyone out. We don't have to get into that kind of discussion. I'm just sick and tired of people like having no balls. Just stand up and say the fucking truth and stand by it. Stop being a little prick and dancing around shit. Just tell us the truth. Tell us what you're going to do to fix it. Stop with the propaganda. Stop with the lie. Stop with telling us that, we're not hurting or things aren't that bad. Just stop. Just be a fucking leader. There's none, like there's no strong leaders in the world anymore. There's a few like glimmers of hope, and hopefully that'll catch on, and you know it'll be like wildfire and go. But overall, I'm just so sick of the like lies every day and the gaslighting every day and the people misusing and misrepresenting symbols that are supposed to be unifying and give us pride. And it's just, I'm sick of it. Just everyone needs to freaking shut up and grow up. Sorry, that's my rant for the day. No, I told y'all I have no filter tonight. I'm not maybe I'm more myself tonight than I normally am. Marja says I have a body made for AI. Yes, so do I. As do I. As you guys know, I don't hide it. Maybe I should though. I should just be like a lot of other influencers and just like completely AI myself, filters, all that. So I look like a supermodel all the time. Too much work though. Oh, it's too much work. But it takes enough work just to put makeup on for this stuff, guys. I have a voice made. Manny says I have a voice made for AI. It's not deep or raspy. Roy Cousins says if I'm in the second half of my life, then Mandy, if you're in the second half of your life, then I'm in the third half of mine. I hope so. I hope we all have 9 lives. If we all have 9 lives, then maybe, No, I really am in the second half of my life, though, Roy. I don't know why people keep like questioning me on that. Jeez, Richard. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that, Richard. Manny says, I believe you and I are the same age. I'll tell you my age. I don't care. I'm 47. I don't care. I'm done with it. I'm done with trying to pretend or anything anymore. Like I said, I'm too old. I had too much other stuff to do before I die. Disco says, thanks for reminding me I'm older. uh, Rodden says, my dad was at Dunkirk, and the ship he came home on was my granddad's ship in World War One. That's amazing. That's so cool. Actually, the short that I just finished working on and put up was when we went to the Dunkirk Memorial. We didn't go inside because I felt really awkward because there was a lot of people visiting graves and stuff there, and it's like mixed. It seems like it's mixed with like an everyday grave. It's not just a war grave. So I felt kind of weird about it because I was like touristy. So we just saw it from like the outside and everything, but it was still cool. Yes, hello, Rodden. Thank you for being here and joining us. I don't know what a TA is. Teacher's assistant? I'm sure that's not it. Sorry. Teaching assistant came up, and so did truncus arteriosus, a congenital heart defect. Oh, geez. Am I making fun of it? Is that what you meant? Hi, shut up, Matt. Like your handle, thank you. Shut up, Matt says, I did the Normandy D-Day beaches tour as my honeymoon. Both my wife and I have family members in military service in World War II. Wow, thank them for our service, for their service. That sounds that doesn't sound like something that would be a typical honeymoon choice, right? Sure that you've probably got, some eyebrows raised, but for that would be something I would do. Like I enjoy like I am someone that just really enjoys history, and even though they're memorials and sometimes they represent really horrible negative stuff, I feel like it's really important that we see that and we remember, because look at World War II now. We're in a situation where, like, people are forgetting what it was like to live through war, to go without, what it's like to have, dictatorships and stuff in the world, and it's not a good spot to be in. So I think it's really important that we remember that. And I love the fact that I am in a situation where I can see more of that stuff. If you wouldn't mind, Matt, could you, if you remember or you think of some of the, or I guess I could probably just look it up. I was gonna say, could you send me a list of them or whatever, but I could probably just look them up. Never mind. I appreciate the contribution though. Sam says you're part of the furniture. Why you never leave your couch? Probably smells pretty bad by now then. That's a good question, Manny. What piece of furniture would you be, Sam? Thank you for the reminder, Marja. Yes. Subscribe to Hickson Diaries if you want to get bitched out when you're not nice. Just kidding. Sort of. Matt, shut up. Matt says the whole family had a bad flu 4 months before COVID lockdown, which I am convinced was COVID before COVID. It is entirely possible. I know a few people that had similar experiences, Matt, that they were feeling flu-ish, and then all of a sudden COVID came out or was announced. I'm just like jumped ahead somehow, and I've missed a whole bunch of comments. They didn't load or something. So just bear with me. I'm just trying to find my place again. All right, here we go. Marcia says Sam K is a rocking chair. Oh. And Sam says that he's actually a doormat because we all get stepped on from time to time. Eh. Oh, shut up, Matt's in West Yorkshire too. Yorkshire. We're in the Shire. Vichy French wouldn't, is it Vichy? Is that right? I don't know if I'm saying that right. In Syria wouldn't say which side they were on. You know, you're right, Marja. I was actually saying to because we were talking about my daughter. My daughter had a rough time on a test, and we were talking about stuff. And I was like, "Listen, it's okay. If whatever happens with university or college, she's got a plan, but it might. Who knows?" Um, but I was like, "Listen, you're not gonna be moving out on your own anytime soon. The market sucks. Like we're probably all in this together for a good, 5 years or so from now. Just it'll be okay. We'll figure it out. Like, don't put so much pressure on yourself." Because I was like, it's not even worth any really pushing her or anything at this point. Like, even who knows if the education that she gets is gonna even be worthwhile in, like, 5, 10 years, right? Because like, the market even the job markets are changing so much right now. It's really, really everything in the future is unsure and up in the air, so for her to commit herself so badly and push herself so hard, I feel bad. I think that she's in the transition generation, so I think that that's gonna be a I do feel bad for people her age and around that age and coming of age right now because it is a tough situation. Richard went to Sheffield University. No idea where that is. Sheffield? Mr. Sheffield! I was from The Nanny. I don't know if you guys know that. It's an American show where it was like the dad was British, but he was a widow and he had 3 kids, and it was like an Park Avenue, New York, which is very, very upscale for those of you who might not know. And the nanny was from like Flushing, Queens, and she had this really high pitched nasal voice. Oh my god! It was very, very funny. His name was Mr. Sheffield. Oh, Mr. Sheffield. Oh, it's up near Manchester. Dang. That's the north. It's so funny to hear that. It's like you have the north, the south, the east, the west, Scotland. And I'm just used to like northwest, northeast, north midwest, northern states, southern states, the south, but that's just like really was formerly Confederate states, South Midwest, Southeast, and then Hawaii and Alaska. And then you have like south of the border, north of the border. So we have like so many more sayings when it comes to north and south and east and west and east coast, west coast. It's just like so when you guys say, oh, when I with our first road trip and we saw signs and it said the north and it just had an arrow and I was just like, it's weird. You feel the same way about politics, Cisco? I know. I'm just like, just suck it up, dude. Like, everyone in all the leaders are just whiny little like trust fund bitches. Just shut up and do your job. And if you can't do your freaking job, step aside. There's a million other things that you can make millions of dollars and pounds off of. Just fucking go. I'd see the mouth is coming out. That's the thing, right, Marja? I agree. That's the thing. And then they want us to be like happy and shut up. Just shut up about it. You're not allowed to talk about it. You should be happy about it. Don't try to do anything about it. Heaven forbid you can just complain about your circumstance for 5 minutes. And it's freaking everywhere. It's because they've been just so corrupted with moneyed interests, not just in America, but everywhere. There's all these moneyed interests that are influencing the world right now. And then they're like, "Oh, the world's going to shit. I don't know what to do." I know what to do. Tell your friends with all the millions of dollars stuffed in your pocket to go fuck off and do your job. But none of them have the balls to do it, and that's the problem. Richard says I would give you some grandmotherly kindliness. Oh, I don't know. The then there's like a little bit of a cheeky smile, so I don't know. Mayonnaise, orange juice for the vitamin C. I actually had a big glass of orange juice for my breakfast this morning. I love orange juice. I would drink it every day, but sugar. Yep, me and Manny, 47. Mandy needs her Ken. I got a Ken. Thank you, though. Is Trump's blood actually orange juice? No, Trump's blood is all full of McDonald's. Maybe McDonald's orange juice, but I don't think he goes to breakfast there. Kiwis have more vitamin C. I like kiwi. I should get more kiwi. I heard kiwi's like excellent for you actually. Oh, thank you so much for saying I'm a youngster. I'm not, but I appreciate it. Manny, more like orange Kool-Aid is right. Like, did you have Tang here? I don't know if this is true or not, but I was told as a kid that it was like what the astronauts drank because it's like a powdered orange drink. We used to have that all the time when we were young, and it like I can't have orange drink now. I think it's gross as hell. We used to have that all the time when we were young, but that's pretty much what's in his friggin' blood. Tang. Let me see if I can find a picture of it to show you guys. Tang drink mix. Oh my god. Yeah, it was like jello, liquid jello, basically. Oh my god, they still sell it. Holy crap. Here we go. This is what I want to show you. American Food Mart. This is Tang. It's like lemonade for orange. Oh, I have to remove the picture, sorry. Tang Orange offers a classic tangy orange flavor. Easy to mix powder creates a refreshing beverage that's perfect for quenching your thirst with a burst of citrusy goodness. Ideal for family gatherings, parties, and daily hydration. I don't think so. Look, the very first ingredient sugar. Sugar, fructose, which is basically corn syrup, which is basically sugar, citric acid, that's lovely, and less than 2% of natural flavors. Jesus Christ. That was what I drank when I was a kid. Mango Mussolini, like it. TA is Territorial Army. Okay, that makes sense. Like it. Okay, what is territorial? Territorial Army. Territorial Army refers to a military reserve force of part-time volunteer soldiers. Oh, okay, I've heard of them. In the UK, it was originally renamed the Army Reserve. I think we need the Army Reserve in 2012, becoming more integrated with the regular British Army. India also has a territorial army that supports the Indian Army by performing duties like aiding and maintaining essential services during natural disasters or providing units for the regular army. Okay. I think somebody left a comment about their relative today on one of my posts about Remembrance Day and Veterans Day that their relative was in that kind of support role because they had to borrow a uniform to take the picture because they were in that support role and they didn't have like the proper dress uniform, which makes sense. Like the National Guard. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. The problem is that no one's standing firm. Like, I could at least, even if they weren't good ideas, if you were standing firm and not lying to my face about it, I could probably at least respect you. It's not even anyone like that. Spray Trump's hair and he would be an Oompa Loompa. Could you imagine if Trump had He can't even let his hair go white. That would be funny, though. I know I'm picturing him as an Oompa Loompa. Manny, here's Trump. Here's Trump 101, and the only reason I know is because 'cause I've lived it for a fucking over a decade. Trump 101 is money. Any way that he can get money, he's gonna. So if he can use this to get any money out of them, he'll sue him. This is his MO. He's had this MO since the 80s. You sue them for like $1 million, maybe you settle for 300, 400,000. Still made 400K out of it. You didn't really have to do much. Do you know what I mean? That's his MO. He's a mafia guy from beginning to end. That's all he is. He's a con man from the start. He had 3 casinos in Atlantic City. I know a lot of people don't know this because Atlantic City is not really talked about that much, especially internationally. But Atlantic City, for those of you who don't know, is like a mini Las Vegas in New Jersey. All right, it's on the beach, and it's the city that Monopoly, the game Monopoly, the original Monopoly is based on, and it's on the beach, and it is a casino town. It's a gambling town, and that's really the only commerce there. Trump built a casino there. Then he bought another casino, called it Trump Tower or whatever. He had 2 casinos. And then he decided that he wanted to buy a third one. Now, a casino in itself is not a good business from what I understand. So now he's got 3. The reason he has had 3 was because he wanted, and no matter where anyone stood in Atlantic City and turned, he wanted them to see Trump in lights. So he bought 3 casinos, bankrupted all 3. And didn't even pay a lot of the builders. But he's a good businessman. We should listen to him. When my wife's father was born, my father was 21. Wow, that's a difference in age. Oof. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like what you did, basically, but I could have probably looked it up. But I appreciate that, Matt. Yeah, I'm gonna just take a little screenshot of this for myself for later. Thank you. I mean, I guess just what you did was really what I was thinking, but again, I could have probably figured out some of it. We were driving through Dunkirk, um, and we went to like town center and whatnot, and and that's a really pretty town actually. There's a lot of really pretty houses and all of the canal bridges and stuff. That was cool. I liked it. Oh, geez, you got more. Manny is a star. Disco is a star too. They're my rocks. Couldn't do this without either of you guys. Thank a moderator today. Dang, you guys did a lot. Sounds like a heck of a tour. I might have to do that tour. You guys are really hating on Trump today. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Matt. And now he's mad at me. It is near man. Well, it's close. Okay, here's my thing, Matt, is I need to know in like if it's north, south, east, or west. That's basically what I was going for. Towards Manchester, I should say. I correct myself. It's not near Manchester. My apologies, Matt. It's not brimstone up north? Oh my goodness, my grandfather is at Some, and then Some, I think that's how you say it, right? And the unit was leading he was leading was wiped out. Oh, fuck. I don't know what's Steel City. Well, that's pretty much sums it up, doesn't it, Matt? It's all about perspective, guys. I was told that the north is basically anything above Watford when I got here. That's what I was told, so that's what I go by because I don't know any different. Sean Bean is from Sheffield? Oh, Sean Bean. Lovely. Damn, Sam, you are laying into Trump tonight. Steel City is another way to describe Sheffield because our stainless steel cutlery is made there. Oh, see, we have a steel city called Pittsburgh, but that's because there's a lot of steel mills, actual steel. Mandy, politicians from about 40 years ago didn't get everything right, but at least they believed in what they were doing and for the best of the country and not to line their own pockets. See, that's the thing. Look, Churchill was a prick in a lot of respects, right? But he did the job he was supposed to do. I look, George Washington was a prick in a lot of respects as well. But he also did a lot of great things as a leader. So like no, I'm not saying that people have to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. We're all human beings. That's totally fine. People make mistakes, they make wrong decisions. They follow a path and then they're like, "Oh shit, this leads us to a minefield. We got to double back and figure things out differently." That's normal. That's life. My issue is if you believe in something, like if you say you're going to do I know this is really strange cuz politicians never really tell the truth anyway, but I'm just sick and tired of like at least there was a time when politicians would say, I don't want you to have public health care. I'm just picking that out of my ass as an example because this and this, right? They wouldn't say, oh, well, we can try and get you public health care and then just sit on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least they were honest about their position. I just feel like no one's in it for anything but themselves, and it's really frustrating the hell out of us. And what's even more frustrating is there's too many people that freaking vote these assholes back in. Don't hold them accountable. Anyway, yes, that's it, Marcia. It seems like a free for all. Everybody can just do whatever the fuck they want, and there's no consequences. It's like, and then I'm getting, dinged because I played a video for 5 seconds that BBC owns. You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. Alex Black Cat, hello, how are you? Things are okay. Things are going. It's a bit of a dark day, but we're getting through it. But thank you for being here, Alex, and I appreciate it. And it makes me feel better that everyone's here. Sam, you are on it today. You're on form today. Richard said the first time I saw a kiwi fruit, I threw a waste paper bin over it till it was dead. Oh. America lives on corn syrup. Yeah, there's a huge that's not even a joke. Like that is real. There's a huge corn is huge in America. If you've never been there, you probably don't realize, but the Midwest is like full of cornfields. New Jersey's got a lot of cornfields. Corn is everywhere. It's a huge crop in America. And there is actually corn farmers get subsidies for the corn to develop the corn into corn syrup. It's this whole big thing. I don't know all the details, obviously, but it's this whole big thing. Like there's a direct tie. Like there's a reason they put corn syrup in everything. Same case as Canada needs to install a lot of huge wind turbines along its borders with release the Epstein files printed on each blade just to piss Trump off. That'd be funny as hell. What is funny? Every time I see the wind turbines now, I always think of Trump because he was like, "Oh, they cause cancer." Woo, woo. So it always makes me chuckle. But when we were driving through France, I was thinking, we were having a conversation. I always observe the countryside, or how everything's laid out and everything. That's a big deal for me. And on one side, at one point, we were on the highway, and on one side of it was like posts with the electrical lines and all, and phone lines or whatever they were, and then on the other side was wind turbines. And I was like, I'd much rather look at that than that. Because it kind of, at least the wind, it was like, I was saying it was like old fashioned windmills, right? Obviously, they're modern day versions of windmills, right? But windmills now are like iconic and classic, and it's something that you revere as part of history. For me, the windmill like blended into the landscape, but you couldn't even really tell, right? It didn't take anything away from the view, anything more than wires sitting in the middle of the friggin' sky. That was my take on it anyway. Okay. I am very sorry I'm trying to pronounce this correctly. Please tell me if I am wrong, which I probably will be, but I'm going to try. Abdurziak. Abdurziak? Hershey. Abdurziak. Is that right? Says, thank you for being here, by the way. Before Trump was president again, world was heading up to far right. Since he became president, the world turned left. I don't know if it's turned left, but there are people questioning it. So I do hear what you're saying, and I think that is a positive. And to be honest, when I found out he got elected again, I was kind of hoping, and I might have even said this in a video or so, that or live, that like it would direct people on what not to do, right? Like how not to lead, because he's such a disaster, and I knew that the second term was going to be even worse than the first. They're going to have persimmons in littles. What's persimmons? Do I know what persimmons is? Sweet golden orange fruits with varieties like the astringent Haichia and the non-astringent Fuyu. Oh, I'll try those. I like citrus. Roy Cousins says that Trump is a snake oil salesman, which is very true. Oh, no, I don't think so. I can't get behind that one. Now, I grew up in New Jersey. The very early part of my life was in Pennsylvania, and then before we left, we lived in Pennsylvania. And I was a Hershey fan. Now, since I've discovered dairy milk, I can't. Oh, you're allergic to chocolate. Oof, that sucks, Alex. Cadbury's. Yes, I have heard that, Richard. Thank you for reminding everybody, though. I've become allergic to Hershey's as well, Roy. So is Marta. Did I do some booze shopping in Calais? No, I didn't actually. We were talking about getting a bottle of wine because we did that when we went to Paris, but we didn't. We got some baguettes, and I got I forgot what it was called, but I got some kind of pastry to try with fresh strawberries, and it was fucking delicious. Full of sugar, but it was delicious. Um, and then we went to the grocery store because we like to do that. We like that. I guess as family trips, we like to just go to the grocery store and get stuff for like normal everyday stuff, like cereal, sandwich stuff for sandwiches, and see what it tastes different. That was what we had for dinner because we had a late ferry back, so we stopped at the grocery store and grabbed some stuff, and put it on the car, so we could have it with us while we're on the ferry. We're definitely gonna go back to Kelly though because I really liked it a lot. Sheffield is in Yorkshire. Okay. Oh, you're very welcome, Manny, and I'm honored to have you guys. I'm so glad you're here. It would make my life you make my life so much easier. RFK made a medical. Oh, you guys, I didn't realize it was for Manny. I know you guys are having your own conversation there. Ah, I can't believe that you can't have any chocolate, Alex. That sucks for you because it is delicious. Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, it's a Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where the American football name comes from. Because it's not there anymore, really, but it was a huge steel industry in the early 1900s. Oh, thank you. Shut up, Matt. I appreciate you joining us, and I hope your shift goes well and you have a good night. Hopefully, we can talk to you again later or next time. Hi, JB. Thank you for joining us. What's the topic of conversation? Actually, today is just a chat. We're talking about like family members who've served in wars because it's Veterans Day in America and Remembrance Day here in the UK. We're talking about shitty leadership and chocolate. And whatever else you decide you want to chat with, no worries. You can put it, you can, lost my train of thought. Yeah, whatever you want to talk about. It's just a free for all tonight. So go for it. Hello, Doug. Thank you for joining us. What do I think of chocolate digestives asking for a friend? Um, I think they're okay. I like the milk chocolate ones. I don't really like the dark chocolate ones, but I'm not a huge digestive fan anyway. Um, I like bourbons better. Oh, Alex got snow. Ooh. You can have that shit. I don't want any part of snow. I've had more than enough for my lifetime. American comedy shows are full of corn too, Roy says. You know what? You have a point there. We were talking about that the other day. I can't remember who I was talking about it with, but we were talking about how like the British humor just takes more risks. Like you're not so censored. Oh, we were watching. I watched it with you guys. Did I watch it with you guys? The Girl Gone London TV comparison thing. I think I watched it with you guys. Um, yeah, it was just like because there's so much censorship and money behind American television. Everything is just. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta move my leg. Everything is just stupid. It's just all Everything is censored, and then they change the censorships, like, throughout the year, and it's just stupid. It's all about money in America. Shocking. He calls them windmills. Yeah, because he's old and he doesn't really know anything. He doesn't. Trump is not smart. Alex asks if I miss the snow. Not one freaking bit. You can keep that shit. I don't I kind of miss the way it looks. But nah, I don't mind going to a place that has snow and visiting and stuff, but as far as like it's the maintenance of it. It's the shoveling, it's the snow plowing, it's the de-icing, it's the getting soaking wet, and trying to clear my car off so I can get to work. Like I'm just done with all that bullshit. I'm just done with all of it. Oops. Hersey says, since Trump became president again, what did he and what he did with the country and American people, the world turned left. I hope so. I mean, it seems like it's going in a somewhat direction that way. Feel like it's not universal though, and that worries me a little bit, Hershey. But I mean, look, time will tell. Unfortunately, the thing is, we don't really have any control, and whatever they say they're gonna do, they probably won't anyways. Good, bad, or ugly. We just have to hunker down. And we will, as normal everyday people, we will hunker down and we will get through it and we'll figure it out and there will be a future because at the end of the day, we're the ones that are the backbone of the world and keep it going. GB Inc. says that they believe that the world is turning more right wing. I think it's a mixed bag and it's who where you are in the world and what you're seeing on the ground. Marja asks, why isn't Trump in an asylum treatment center? Because he's rich. That's what it boils down to. Roy says, I found a new respect for wind farms since I found out Trump hates them. Trump only hates them because his biggest donor is oil companies in America, or probably internationally, actually. Oh, I like that, Manny. All of the advertising billboards in his golf courses should say release the Epstein files or we know you're in the files. Or pedo president. Chocolate digestives are too controversial? Why? They're cookies. What do I think of all those people losing Snap? I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's horrible. I know I'm going to sound terrible for this, but I do think it's horrible. Obviously, I think it's horrible that there's anyone ever that's hungry in America. There's too much money. It's ridiculous. It's a policy choice. But if you are so low on the poverty on the economic scale, if you're so low on the economic scale that you even qualify for SNAP benefits because it's hard to qualify for it, um, then obviously you're desperate, you need them. But the thing about them losing them is it's also a policy choice. Like you don't there have been government shutdowns in America before where SNAP benefits were not interrupted. The current administration hates poor people. It's not Trump exclusively. It's a lot of people around him as well. They hate poor people. A lot of elite people hate poor people across the world. And because they hate them, they don't care about them. But if you need SNAP, there's so many regulations surrounding any government program in America. If you need SNAP, then you are really bad off. And They tell you what kind of cheese you can buy, how much milk you can buy. Like, it's not like you can't go and use them to get your hair did. Like, that's not how it works. You can't just use them anywhere, okay? Like, it just doesn't work that way. That's my issue, is the lies that are surrounding it, right? Like, they're one of the things is that people are using their SNAP people shouldn't get their SNAP benefits because they're going and using them to get their nails and hair done. No, they're not. You can't do that. It will not work, like, electronically. Like, if you're at the supermarket checkout lane and you're trying to pay with a SNAP card, because everything's on a card now, right? So you're trying to pay with a SNAP card, and there's ice cream on there. You're not allowed to buy that. You have to pay that for your own money. Like, that's how strict it is. I've seen it happen in person. So I'm not getting on you, JB, at all. It's a good question, and I'm happy to answer it. But it gets me wired up, gets me all like tense because it just gets me tense because it goes back to what I was saying before about the feckless leadership and the people who just blatantly lie like we're all stupid and we don't know anything and we should just trust the system, and the system that's fucked us up the ass for the last 15 years. Okay, sure. I mean, I'm not trying to kink shame if that's your thing at all. I'm just saying, like, sorry. It's a weird thing. All right, moving on. Persimmons are too sugary? Okay. I might have to stay away from them then because I am trying to eliminate added sugars. You were never a chocolate lover anyway, Alex. Oh, I thought we were friends, but I don't know now. Have I ever been through the Channel Tunnel? Yes. 2019, we took the child to the Eiffel Tower, and we took the Channel Tunnel then, and it was really, really cool. I remember my daughter, she was young, she was nervous because she was like, "We're in the ocean." It's like we're in the oceans and stuff a lot more often than you probably realize. Like when we go to New York, it's not the ocean; it's the harbor, but still. I crossed the channel on a hovercraft. Very noisy. Uh, Alex says that New York is the worst. He moved around the US as her father was in the Air Force. Um, I like New York. Upstate New York is beautiful. Uh, a lot of the a lot of the I mean, upstate. I'm talking about upstate, like Albany, Rochester. Um, a lot of the surrounding counties of New York City are okay. I like New York City better. That's just my cup of tea. I'm curious, Alex, what you like, where do you since you've lived all over the US, where's your favorite place? No. I might have to ask Santa for that for Christmas, but that I'm trying to give up added sugar though. Why did you have to tell me? Oh, and look, and Manny's like, "Oh, they're really good." Mm. We try to be a friendly bunch, Doug. You're right. The worst thing about snow is you can't like it's really hard. You get like chilled to the bone, right? Like it is hard to get warm. I like snow in the morning as long as it's gone by midday. That's my thing, Richard. As long as I don't have to go anywhere in the morning, I can kind of sleep in. I can enjoy it from afar, and then it goes away, and I can carry on with my day. I'm with you. A redhead. Nope. You're out. No gingers allowed. I'm just kidding. I probably because like McDonald's was bigger when he was a kid or something. Honestly, it's probably that fucking stupid and juvenile. That's exactly what it is, Roy. He doesn't understand. Like he literally doesn't understand how grocery shopping works because he's never done it. His dad was a millionaire, and he's been a millionaire his entire life. Oh, I'm glad you got money for your heating. Was it you that left me a comment about I because I put my heat on the other day because it was so damp and chilly? I've seen it too, Mandy. It's sick how some ruin it for others. Look, that's just the way it goes, Alex. I mean, I hear what you're saying and everything. It's just, I mean, things always change though. Like nothing's ever the same, right? Life evolves, but and nothing. So nothing ever stays the same. But I did a video on this a few weeks ago, last month or something. You need to like everybody needs to remember that it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It's scary and uncomfortable, but it can be positive. I mean, look at me. I completely changed my life making a big change, right? Now that was intentional and everything, but it still changed my entire life and I have a completely different life than I ever thought I would, even when I was thinking about what my life would be here in the UK. So it does, and it is better. I'm in upstate, but the laws are awful. I've lived in New Jersey, Texas, and my favorite is Colorado. Where in New Jersey, Alex? That's where I'm from originally. It was a transport hovercraft. This was before the tunnel opened. Ah, I was thinking you must have saw the confusion in my face. Does ball still count as a redhead? Is your beard like is any other hair on your arms or your face? Is that red? Then yes. Or if you're in the sun. Your wife loved snow and once got up at 4 a.m. to play in it. Aw. I remember when we were still living in New Jersey, this is before we had our daughter, that we had a really big snowfall. It was like 3 foot high. And we rented at the time, so we were waiting for our landlord to come in and plow us out. But my partner was like, I'm gonna go play in it because he had never seen snow like that high before because he's from like southeast London area. And he was like, he was jumping around. He's like, come on, come on. And I was like, nope. It's like, go ahead, play. I was like, I went out for a few minutes, I think. That was it because I was like, nope, I've had enough of this in my entire life. I'm done. He enjoyed it though. He was like a kid in a candy store. It was really funny. Trenton, that's funny. Trenton's not the best city to live in all fairness, right? But uh I actually lived in Bucks County across the river in Pennsylvania. So I wasn't far from Trenton. I grew up in New Brunswick though. I don't know if you know where that is. No snow in northern Queensland. Yeah, I bet. Freddie Mac is here. Hello, Freddie. How are you? Did your family think you were crazy when you said you were moving to the UK? Yeah. They all pretty much said every single person asked me why. And when I explained to them in a nutshell, it was basically guns, healthcare, and future. But when I explained it to them, they were like, "Oh," they couldn't really say much else. So, but we were strategic and we didn't say anything until we like my was already in, like the application was already in process and everything. Because if we told them from the beginning, it would have been insane. Of course, Alex. We don't have to agree to be friendly. It's totally fine. We're all about conversation on this channel. So I hope you come back and we can have more conversations, Alex. And I hope whatever you're eating is very satisfying and you have a good rest of your week. These warmongers just for power. I got you on. I'm with you on that, Marcia. It's all about power. War is all about power. Isn't Trenton where Hershey bars come from? No, Hershey bars come from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Trenton is in a completely different state called New Jersey. Trenton is where I don't know if anyone outside of the United States will know this or even outside the East Coast probably. But Trenton yeah, George Washington, during the American Revolution against the British, crossed an icy river called the Delaware from Pennsylvania to Trenton to do a surprise attack on the British right around Christmas time, if it wasn't Christmas Eve. And it was their first successful battle. Trenton was a big industry town for a really long time because it's right on the river. It's right on the Delaware River. I don't even know what you're saying anymore, Sam. The first time my wife saw natural ice on a canal, she was fascinated. It is funny, right? Like how you think about stuff like that. But then I see it's so weird for me because I grew up in New Jersey where we have beaches on one side, forest on the other. We have mountains with snow. We're really close to New York City and Philadelphia, which is a big city. Like I plus it's like its own suburb of New York and Philadelphia, right? So I had a really like it's a really good place to grow up actually because I had access to a lot of stuff. We did so like we had so much at our fingertips. It was really really cool. So I don't really ever have that wow factor other than like historical buildings and historical sites and stuff. That's my wow factor. So it's funny with like when what you're talking about with your wife when she saw natural ice for the first time, and it's because they've never seen it before, right? It's the same thing with my partner in the snow. It's because they've never experienced it before, and it's novel to them and everything. It's just we think about it, right? We always take for granted what we've been close to, what we grew up near. Like, I took New York for granted until I saw it through, like, my partner and my daughter's eyes. Then I started to like, I always liked it and enjoyed going into the city, but I didn't appreciate it in the same way. Now I really appreciate it because I don't get to go. Remember, bridges freeze first. Yes, be cautious when crossing all bridges because they do freeze first. Oh gosh, you guys. All right, I'm gonna end it there because it's about 90 minutes and I gotta go. But thank you for cheering me up as always. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you all for your generous super chats. And there's a vlog coming out on Thursday. I completely forgot what it is and I didn't write it down. So it's going to be a surprise. And yeah, I'm doing lots of shorts lately
because I realized I've done a lot of traveling and I haven't really put it out there, and I want to at least do some shorts of traveling. But anyways, so there's gonna be lots of stuff going on. But I hope that oh, Richard said, imagine being an hour away from Bath, London, and Oxford. Oh, geez, I would love that. Anyways, everyone, please smash that like button on your way out. Thank you so much. That's just helped us out with the algorithm. And have an amazing week. Everyone, I hope we got to cheer. I got cheered up for this. I hope everyone else got a little bit more cheered up as well. And thank you for being part of our community and for being my friends. Love you all so much. All the best. I'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.